Rachel's rise, trusting yourself when no one else does. There are moments in life when the people we hold closest become the very ones who weigh us down, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes with cold disregard. This is the story of Rachel, a woman whose quiet strength was born not from ease, but from sacrifice, heartbreak, and the courageous decision to trust herself above all else. The relentless routine. In the stillness before dawn, the world outside Rachel's modest home is cloaked in darkness. Inside, the soft hum of the refrigerator and the faint ticking of a clock are the only sounds. Rachel rises silently, careful not to disturb her husband, Tom, who lies curled beneath rumpled sheets, lost in sleep. The pale morning light filters through the curtains, casting gentle shadows on the kitchen walls. She moves with practiced grace, her hands steady but tired, as she prepares breakfast. The scent of brewing coffee mingles with the faint aroma of toasted bread. She packs Tom's lunch with meticulous care, slipping in a note reminding him of his meeting. For her aging parents, she leaves gentle reminders about their appointments, and for her younger sister, a small envelope with a few bills tucked inside, an unspoken promise of support. Rachel is the silent engine of her household, the invisible thread holding everything together. Her day has barely begun, but already, the weight of responsibility presses on her shoulders. By mid-morning, Rachel is at her first job, a bustling local grocery store filled with the chatter of customers and the clatter of carts. The fluorescent lights hum overhead as she stocks shelves, her movements efficient but weary. Her smile is warm but tired, eyes flickering to her phone every few minutes. As she straightens a row of cereal boxes, her phone buzzes in her apron pocket. She glances at the screen. Text from Mom. Rachel, don't forget to pick up my medicine today. I really need it. Rachel types a quick reply, her voice barely above a whisper. Rachel, softly, to herself, I won't forget, Mom. I promise. A moment later, another message pops up. Text from sister. Can you give me a ride to my friend's place after work? Please? Rachel sighs, rubbing her forehead. Rachel, murmuring, of course, Steph. I'll figure it out. Her phone buzzes again. This time, it's Tom. Text from Tom. Bills are piling up. Did you pay the electric yet? Rachel's stomach growls. She glances at the clock, realizing she's missed her break again. Rachel, quietly, to herself, not yet, Tom. I'll take care of it. A customer approaches, interrupting her thoughts. Customer, cheerful, excuse me, could you help me find the flour? Rachel quickly tucks her phone away, forcing a smile. Rachel. Absolutely. It's just down this aisle on the left. Let me show you. As she leads the customer, her phone vibrates once more. Rachel swallows a sigh, pushing her hunger aside, and continues with her work, her mind already racing ahead to the next task, the next request, the next sacrifice. The second job. As evening falls, Rachel slips into her second job at a small diner. The clatter of plates and murmur of conversation fill the air. She greets customers with a polite smile, but her feet ache, and her back protests with every step. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, mirroring the exhaustion in her eyes. She moves from table to table, taking orders, delivering food, all while her mind drifts to the laundry waiting at home, the bills piling up, the endless list of tasks no one else seems to notice. At home, the invisible burden. Late at night, Rachel returns to a house that feels less like a home and more like a stage where she plays the role of caretaker. The kitchen is dimly lit, dishes piled in the sink. The hum of the television fills the living room, but no one asks how her day was. No one thanks her. Her family expects dinner, clean clothes, and a listening ear. Her dreams, once filled with the joy of baking, of creating beautiful cakes and pastries, have been buried beneath paychecks, chores, and sleepless nights. The sting of betrayal. One evening, as Rachel folds laundry in the quiet of the house, the muffled sound of laughter drifts from the living room. She pauses, a shirt half folded in her hands, as her sister's voice carries through the hallway. Sister, whispering, amused, honestly, Rachel's always working. We barely have to lift a finger around here. Mother, chuckling, she's like our personal ATM. I don't know what we'd do without her. Rachel's hands freeze, the fabric slipping from her grasp. She strains to hear as Tom joins in, his voice low but clear. Tom, smirking, yeah, she's so busy she wouldn't even notice if I disappeared for a week. Makes my life a whole lot easier. The laughter that follows feels like a slap. Rachel's heart pounds in her chest, her face flushing with hurt and humiliation. She stands rooted in place, the weight of their words pressing down on her. Rachel, whispering to herself, voice trembling, I can't believe this. After everything I do. She finishes folding the laundry in silence, the sting of their betrayal echoing in her mind. Weeks later, late one night, Rachel sits at the kitchen table, the house dark and silent. Tom's phone, left unattended, buzzes with a message. Something in her gut twists. She picks it up, her hands shaking, and scrolls through the messages. Her breath catches as she reads the undeniable proof of Tom's affair. A few minutes later, Tom enters the kitchen, surprised to find Rachel waiting. Rachel, voice shaking but resolute. Tom, who is she? Tom, caught off guard, defensive. What are you talking about? Rachel, tears in her eyes, holding up the phone. These messages. How could you do this to me? After everything I've done for you, for this family? Tom, avoiding her gaze, mumbling, it's not what you think. You're always so busy, Rachel. I just needed someone to talk to. Rachel, voice breaking, pain turning to anger, someone to talk to? Is that all she is? I work myself to the bone for you, for everyone, and this is how you repay me. Tom, frustrated, raising his voice, you're never here. You care more about your jobs than about me. What did you expect? Rachel, quiet but firm, I expected loyalty. I expected respect. I expected you to stand by me the way I stood by you. She sets the phone on the table, her hands trembling. Rachel, softly, tears streaming down her face, I can't do this anymore, Tom. Not like this. Tom says nothing, the silence between them heavier than words. Rachel stands, her trust shattered, and walks away, her world forever changed. The turning point. In the quiet aftermath, something inside Rachel shifts. She sees her life with new clarity, years spent living for others, her own needs forgotten. With a suitcase in hand and tears in her eyes, she stands before her family. I'm done, she says, voice steady despite the tremble beneath. I need me now. Her family is stunned, their pleas echoing in the room, but Rachel's resolve does not waver. She walks out the door, leaving behind the weight of their expectations, and the life that no longer serves her. The solitude and healing. Alone in a small apartment, the silence is profound. It is both terrifying and freeing. Rachel sits by the window, the city lights twinkling below as she listens to the steady rhythm of her own breath. For the first time in years, she can hear her own thoughts, feel her own feelings. She grieves, not just for the life she lost, but for the love she never truly received, the dreams she abandoned. Slowly, she begins to heal. She sets boundaries, learns to say no, and starts caring for herself, eating nourishing meals, sleeping deeply, taking long walks in the park where the sun warms her face. In her tiny kitchen, flour dusts the air as she rediscovers her passion for baking. The simple act of mixing ingredients, kneading dough, and decorating cakes brings a spark of joy and hope. The rebirth of a dream. With savings carefully set aside, Rachel enrolls in a baking class at the local community center. The classroom buzzes with chatter and the scent of sugar and vanilla. Nervous at first, Rachel's confidence grows with each lesson. Her classmates praise her creations, encouraging her to share her talent with the world. Emboldened, Rachel takes a leap of faith. She rents a small, sunlit space and opens her own bakery. The early days are grueling, long hours, little sleep, and the constant pressure of making ends meet. But Rachel pours her heart into every cake, every loaf of bread, every cookie. Her warmth and kindness draw customers not just for the treats, but for the sense of belonging she creates. She listens to their stories, remembers their names, and makes every person feel welcome. The flourishing of a new life. Word spreads quickly. Rachel's bakery becomes a beloved community hub, a place where joy and sweetness mingle in the air. Within a year, her business thrives. She hires a small team, mentors aspiring bakers, and gives back to those who once supported her. Standing in her bustling bakery, sunlight streaming through the windows, Rachel looks around at the smiling faces and shelves filled with her creations. Gratitude swells in her chest. She remembers the woman she once was, overworked, overlooked, and unloved. She remembers the pain of betrayal, the fear of starting over. But most of all, she remembers the moment she chose herself. The message of self-belief. Rachel's journey was not easy. She lost people she loved, faced loneliness and doubt, and rebuilt her life from the ground up. But in trusting herself, she found a strength she never knew she had. Her story reminds us all, when no one else believes in you, believe in yourself. Your strength is enough. Your dreams are worth fighting for. Trust yourself, even when no one else does. Because sometimes, the greatest love story is the one you write for yourself.